Please take your seat.
Yes, sir.
You may like to introduce yourself to all of us.
Sir, my name is Rizwan Hassain. I belong to Mirpur district, Ghotki in interior Sindh. Currently, I'm residing in Hyderabad. My father is a businessman and my mother is a housewife. I've done my O-levels from the city school where I scored distinction. Along with that, I have done my A-levels from Beacon House School in the same city. I'm a civil engineer by profession. I've done my civil engineering from NED University, Karachi. In my leisure time, I tend to socialize with my friends where we discuss topics of economic and social nature. Other than that, I'm a cricket enthusiast. I follow Pakistani cricket keenly. And fortunately, I was also a part of my college and school cricket teams.
You are basically an engineer.
Yes, sir.
How you thought to go for the civil services?
Sir, I always wanted to join civil services, and I eventually wanted to join civil services through, even after doing civil engineering. It was my second option as advised by my father when I was done with my intermediate.
You come from rural Sindh, in fact. You come from rural Sindh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just introduce province of Punjab to all of us. What is Punjab? Province of Sindh.
Sir, province of Sindh basically is of different cultures. We see that within Sindh, we find different cultures. There is urban Sindh and there is rural Sindh. Urban Sindh tends to be more liberal and adopts Western culture too, and interior Sindh basically adopts the more conservative culture. We have different religions. We see majority of the population is Muslim, and other than that, we also have a good number of people of Hinduism. Along with that, other religions too, Christianity too, and that's it. And geographically, we see that there are deserts like Thar Desert. We see hills like Gorakh Hill, which is a part of Keithar Ranges, mountains, and that's about it.
What is the population of province of Sindh?
Sir, population of Sindh, according to recent digital consensus, is about 55 to 57 million.
What is the length of coastline of province of Sindh? Coastline.
I'm sorry, sir, I do not recall that.
How many districts are in the province of Sindh?
Sir, there are 30 districts.
How many civil division?
I'm sorry, sir, I do not know that.
The criminology was one of your subjects.
Yes, sir.
You tell me, what are the components of criminal justice system?
Sir, there are three main components of criminal justice system. One of them is the police, which is the law enforcement. The other one is judiciary, the courts. And the last one is the corrective agencies, which is prisons and parole. And
look into it again. There are five. Now tell me, how do you see the future of coal, which is especially in the product of Thar Desert in the province of Sindh? How do you see the future? What role this coal is going to play in the future economy of Pakistan?
Sir, I believe that coal, as it is a fossil fuel, has not a very bright future in terms that all the global states are moving towards, including Pakistan, is moving towards renewable resources. The coal is vastly impacting the environment of Pakistan along with other states, the overall globe. So if we see that the impact of coal is a negative one on the environment overall, we have to move towards renewable resources. Having said that, coal in the growing states provides a good basis for the industrialization, because in states like us, where we do not have that financial resources, we have to slowly move towards energy transition. For that, for the industrialization, we have to utilize some of the coal to achieve that.
कब इंटरव्यू है आपका?
Dates announcing.
So how do you see then, if you say they're going for the alternate energy, there are not many plants of wind power in Sindh. How you evaluate their performance?
If I see those plants, sir, power plants, sir, those till, sorry sir.
Power plant ही होते हैं wind वाले.
Okay sir, sorry.
They produce energy, electricity from wind.
Yes sir, those power generation is main thing from the fossil fuels. Currently we are utilizing fossil fuels to generate power, but we have to move towards the renewable resources. But during to do that, we do not we want financial support around from the global states.
What is the contribution of water in the production of electricity in Pakistan? Hydel power कितना है? क्या percentage है?
Sir, I'm sorry, and
इसको आपने देखना है. ठीक है, आप देखें sir. Thank you.
So what qualities do you think you have to be a good and efficient PAS officer?
Sir, I believe a PAS officer requires multiple qualities in multiple domains. For example, it needs adaptability to the different situations. As PAS is a diversified, it provides us the vertical and horizontal mobility in terms of scenarios and offices. So we have to be adaptable to be adapted in those different situations. Along with that rational and complex decision making must be the key factor, which I think I possess. And for that, I think I am suitable for a PAS officer.
How do you see the system of policing in Pakistan?
The system of policing in Pakistan requires some measures in a positive direction. We see that the finances of which are provided to the police department, especially other provinces like Sindh and KP and Balochistan, we need to enhance the finances in order to improve the efficiency of the police officer, especially the lower cadres. Along with that, the lower cadre officers requires skill development and trainings. And that is the main factor we need to if we want to enhance their efficiency and productivity, we need to provide them.
Recently read books, A Hard Country, Pakistan. Can you explain this term, hard country?
Sir, basically the writer Anatol Levin meant a hard country he meant to say that Pakistan has different cultures, different areas, which makes it difficult to govern, difficult to understand. Although Pakistan is a difficult and weak state, but it is not a failed state. That what the writer meant in this book, A Hard Country.
What will you propose? You have done your business administration. What will you propose to boost the business prospects of the country?
Sir, I would like to suggest some measures on different areas. I think that the business environment is the key to attract any investment within the state or from the external investors. For that, the political instability is to be rectified. It has to provide some long-term policy measures.
What will you propose on that? What will you, as a in your personal view, what should we do to improve the business prospects, economic prospects of the country?
Sir, I would like to suggest that a charter of economy must be formulated with the help with the economic experts, so that the economic policies are to be long-term policies, not the short-term measures, because we have seen in the past history that economic decisions are mainly based on securing the political vote. So that is to be rectified so that the investments are to be attracted and the long-term policies are the continuation of the long-term policies are ensured.
It is said that one-day cricket has badly affected the grace and elegance of Test cricket. Do you agree with this?
Sir, I believe that yes, to a certain extent, one-day cricket, not one-day cricket, but T20 cricket, I would rather quote it. Yes, sir. The shorter format of the cricket has affected the essence of Test cricket because throughout the annual timetable, we have seen that the nations are now focusing more on T20 as it is more commercialized. It attracts more viewers. So the nations, especially and ICC especially, is focusing more on T20 and T20s rather than Test cricket. They are reducing the number of tests played by each nation, and they are increasing the number of T20 cricket played by each nation.
Lahore is the most polluted city of the world. In the last 3-4 days, it has been ranked like that. As Commissioner Lahore, what measures you will take to ensure that Lahore, you see, this problem of pollution is reduced?
Sir, Lahore, in the recent times and in the past history, we have seen that it is the most polluted city in terms of air pollution. We have seen that it is the most air polluted city in the world. The air quality index of Lahore stands at around 340, which is a huge number. And the average number, which is that the air quality index must be 50, that for the safe breathing.
What will you do
the
as
measures,
Commissioner Lahore?
Yes, sir. The measures which needs to be as a commissioner, I would suggest that there must be a proper check and balance on the rotary kilns, that they are the emissions that they release from the kilns must be checked and balanced, and according to the must be minimized. Other than that, I would suggest that moisture content, for example, watering on the roads and in the atmosphere, must be ensured on daily basis so that it is reduced in the short term.
That's all.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSP पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी।
Rizwan Hassain,
Yes.
can you tell me the difference between engineering drawing and engineering surveying?
Yes, ma'am. Engineering drawing, ma'am, is basically the design of any construction. If we do for that, we first need to draw. There are different tools for drawing. We can draw manually, but now the engineering is adopting a digitalization. So there are softwares like AutoCAD. And engineering surveying is basically the survey of that construction site. We see that if it is capable for that construction, we do different techniques for that, the boundaries and the depths, that where is the water level beyond that land. So that is the difference between engineering drawing and engineering survey.
But when you are surveying, sometimes the topography is not flat and it's undulating. So how do you calculate the visual error?
Ma'am, for that, if the surface of that area is in ups and downs, we see that we do leveling technique of surveying. We measure different heights on that surveying, and we then cut and fill with the technique of cut and fill, that if the overall we need to fill up the soil or if we need to cut out the soil.
No, but what is the methodology you're using? Are you using chain survey or you're doing through the machine?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm not confirmed about that. Skip that point.
Malala Yousafzai is one of your favorite personalities. She has been criticized for many things in the recent times. What is your take on that?
Ma'am, nobody on this earth is perfect in terms of as a human, but if she has been the vocalist in terms of being in the areas like Sawat, she was vocalist about the education. Being in that community, I think it is a brave decision and courageous that the education is a prime fundamental right of every individual on this earth. For that, if someone spokes up on the global level, I believe it is appreciable.
And Muniba Mazari?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Muniba Mazari was had an accident for which she was paralyzed, and in even those situations, she did not give up. She was on the bed of hospital on the hospital bed, and yet she continued to grow. She used painting as to survive, to think about the society. I think working in the adversaries and not giving up is the what attracts me as an individual. So I really got inspired by that.
But they're both females.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I do not go by gender, but I rather go by qualities of an individual. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pakistan beyond the crisis state.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your take on that?
Ma'am, Pakistan Beyond the Crisis State was written by Malia Lodi, an ambassador of Pakistan. I think that she in this book describes what are the issues we face in Pakistan. For example, she writes that tax collection, tax culture of Pakistan is one of the main factor which contributes to the crisis of Pakistan as an overall system. So I think the issues which she describes in this book are really considerable, and if we want to progress as a nation, we must solve those issues. And yes, that's it.
No, but the point is Pakistan beyond the crisis state, or is it in a crisis state?
Ma'am, we see that in short term we are in crisis on different levels, but it is not that we cannot go towards a progress, we cannot grow. If we take certain concerted efforts towards the right direction, we will surely, and I believe I have this faith in our system and in our people, that we can move and grow in positive direction too.
Rizwan, have you heard the expression couch potato?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Sahib.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, Rizwan, you belong to District Sindh.
District Ghotki, province of Sindh.
Oh, sorry, province of Sindh.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me that in which year Alexander the Great came to province Sindh?
No, sir, I am unable to recall that.
Okay, can you tell me difference between Indus Valley civilization and Gandhara civilization?
No, sir.
Okay, then name some very important sites of Indus Valley civilization exist in province Sindh.
Yes, sir. I believe I can name one or two. One of them is Harappa and the Mohenjo-daro. There is a place which was basically traced back to Indus Valley civilization.
Harappa is situated in which province?
Province of Sindh, I guess. Mohenjo-daro.
I'm talking about Harappa.
Harappa. No, sir. I'm not sure about Harappa.
Okay, tell me, when happened first battle of Panipat and who were the warring parties?
Sir, first battle of Panipat happened in 1526, and the Babur fought against Ibrahim Lodi.
What is the significance of this war?
Sir, that established the Mughal rule in subcontinent.
And before that, who ruled subcontinent?
Sir, it was Lodi dynasty, Ibrahim Lodi and their previous ancestors.
What is difference between Sultan and King?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, what is difference between war and revolt?
I'm sorry, sir. I do not know that.
Okay, can you tell me what is the importance of Indian Council Act 1909 in Indian history?
What is the importance? Sir, in Indian Council Act 1909, also known as Morley Minto reforms, it allowed the separate
Who
electorate.
was Minto
Sir, I'm sorry, sir, I do not
and
know.
Morley?
He was Sir Viceroy of subcontinent.
Morley was Viceroy of subcontinent. What is the difference between Viceroy and Governor General?
Sir, Viceroy was like after the establishment of the British rule in subcontinent, and before when EIC ruled the places, it was Governor General basically.
So Governor General and Viceroy, two different things.
So they were same, but at the time when EIC established its rule and was ruling on certain parts, the powers were with the Governor General. The position was named as Governor
What
General.
is the difference between British East India Company rules and Crown's rule?
Sir, British East India, when they ruled over here, they had they had separate army, and their decisions were taken in from within the EIC. But after War of Independence, the rule was shifted towards the Crown, and the decisions and all the central power was the main Crown.
When Gandhiji resigned from the membership of Indian National Congress?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm unable to recall that.
Okay, can you tell me that in 1942, when there was a Cripps mission in subcontinent, Indian National Congress rejected that proposal. On what ground it rejected?
I'm sorry, sir, I do not recall that.
Okay, then tell, what is light pollution? Light pollution and noise pollution. You read environmental sciences.
Sir, I know about a noise pollution, but I am not sure about light pollution.
Okay, my last question.
Yes, sir.
If you're supposed to be a deputy commissioner in a district, let's say in Sindh, how you will restore good governance? What method you will adopt?
Sir, I believe that for good governance, as if I'm under a district is under my administration, I would be sure that every individual is a competent one who is coming for the rule for the administration. Along with that, I would make sure that that individual is punctual, disciplined about its work, about his or her work. So these are two basic reasons. Along with that, I would give them the decision making, the individual decision making, and I would lead the team by example and by the consultation.
Thank you.
चले, let's close it. बताएं डॉक्टर साहब को. चलो अपनी सेल्फ असेसमेंट करो. कितने नंबर दोगे? 1 से 10 में से 10 में से कितने नंबर दोगे अपने आप को?
5, 6.
ठीक. 5 or 6, 5 to 6. Rizwan, you have done a great job by doing this written examination, and you are coming from the ruler Singh. You have got a bright chance to get into the federal services. You are lucky on that count. Date अभी तुम्हें नहीं मिली, ठीक है ना? You will get the date shortly. अब तो एक तो ये है कि तुम्हारे जो नॉलेज गैप विजिबल है. एक तो अपना इंट्रोडक्शन ठीक करो, 1 पेजर लिखो. 1 पेजर लिखो अपने बारे में. 10 पेज लिखोगे तो फिर 1 पेज निकलेगा. फिर उसको 1 पेज को डिलीवर करना सीखो 1 मिनट में, और वो 1 पेजर बेस करे ऑब्जेक्टिविटी पे. ओके, यू आर नॉट इन ए स्टेट ऑफ प्रिपेयर्डनेस. ठीक है ना? अभी तुम लगा नहीं है कि तुमने कोई पिछले जब से रिजल्ट आया कोई बैठ के मेहनत की है. नॉलेज गैप विजिबल है. अब करो न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग करो. अब पिछले 2 महीने के अखबार उठाओ, कोई एक अंग्रेजी का न्यूज़ डॉन, तो उसमें इंटरनेशनल, नेशनल, सोशल, इकोनॉमिक, इन इश्यूज को जो है ना उनके आर्टिकल दोबारा पढ़ो, और फिर इनकी एक नोटबुक बनाओ. नोटबुक ऐसे बनती है इंटरव्यू के लिए, जैसे आप पावर प्रेजेंटेशन देते हो ना, तो पावर प्रेजेंटेशन में 1, 2, 3 पॉइंट होते हैं, बुलेट पॉइंट्स होते हैं. तो उसी तरह हर टॉपिक पे, अगर मैंने थर्कोल की बात की, अगर थर्कोल का तुम्हें पता होता तो पता लगा 600 मेगावाट तो बिजली प्रोड्यूस हो रही है. और वो जो है ना, आफ्टर दिस सक्सेसफुल एक्सपीरियंस एवरीबॉडी इज शिफ्टिंग टू द लोकल कोल. ठीक है ना? और दूसरा है कि मिरर प्रैक्टिस करो, शीशे के सामने खड़े होके जोर जोर से अखबार को, कोई अखबार उठा लो या कोई टॉपिक उठा लो, इसको पढ़ो जोर जोर से। तो तुम यू हैव गॉट, सिंस यू हैव गॉट टाइम, इसलिए हम तुम्हें ये एडवाइसेस कर रहे हैं। तो आई थिंक यू हैव गॉट द पोटेंशियल टू इम्प्रूव। ठीक है, तो यू नीड टू वर्क हार्ड। आप सर,
आप सवाल को समझा करें फिर जवाब दिया करें, ठीक है। और उस सवाल को जो है ना, लगता है यही है कि शायद आप समझे नहीं, या फिर आप जवाब जो है वो टू द पॉइंट आपके नहीं होते हैं, वो काफ़ी इवेसिव होते हैं। तो कोशिश करें ये जो है जो क्वेश्चन को पहले समझें और फिर उसका जवाब दें, ठीक है। ये जो जैसे मैंने आपको कहा कि बिजनेस प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स को आप कैसे इम्प्रूव करेंगे, आप जो गवर्नमेंट मेजर्स ले रही है आप वो बयान करना शुरू करें कि जी ये हो भाई, ये मैंने आपको सवाल किया है कि आपने जो पढ़ा है उधर बिजनेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में, उसको सामने रखते हुए आप क्या उसको करेंगे। इसी तरह ये पुलिसिंग सिस्टम जो है, इसमें भी जो है आप पुलिस की वो जो शॉर्टकमिंग्स हैं उसको आप बयान करना शुरू कर रहे हैं कि जी फंड्स नहीं। आप पुलिसिंग इन जनरल को आप कैसे देखते हैं, क्या इश्यूज है, प्रॉब्लम है पुलिस के, यानी उसकी कारकर्दगी कैसी है, जनरल टर्म्स में आपने जवाब देना है। तो ये है, इसको सवाल को समझा करें और फिर उसका जवाब दें। आपका
अपने सब्जेक्ट को स्टडी करो, रिव्यू, तो आपके पास टाइम है, रिव्यू करो, सर्वेइंग के मेथड्स पढ़ो। इंजीनियरिंग में यू डोंट फिल द लैंड फिलिंग इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ सर्वे, दैट इज प्रोबेबली प्रिकर्सर टू कंस्ट्रक्शन, बट फॉर सर्वेइंग you have to know exact topography उसमें आप कैसे soil filling कर रहे हैं, you know. So maybe you presume others have no idea, so don't give answers. Okay. जो कि आपके पैनलिस्ट को कुछ ना कुछ आइडिया होता है। मैंने आपसे ये लाइट नोट में पूछा कि दोनों विमेन हैं डिलिबरेटली, बिकॉज जनरली कॉन्सेप्ट होता है कि जी सिंध में मिसोजिनी बहुत ज़्यादा है, लेकिन आपने उसके काउंटरी विमेन को किया, यू नो. सो यू कैन इन योर रिस्पॉन्स हाईलाइट दैट कि जी आई एम नॉट अ मिसोजिनिस्ट, आई एडमायर. आपने कहा जी मैं जेंडर पे नहीं जाता, यू जस्ट यूज द वर्ड आई एम नॉट अ मिसोजिनिस्ट, यू नो. और ये आई एम अप्रिशिएटिंग द एबिलिटी ऑफ द पर्सन, उस तरह बेहतर हो. ये पर्सनैलिटीज आपने लिख दी है वहाँ पे?
yes,
साइकोलॉजिकल में दे दी
yes,
है. अच्छा, इनके ऊपर क्रिटिसिज्म पढ़ लेना. ये जो किताबें हैं इनको भी रिव्यू करो और एनालिटिकली स्टडी करो. अब पहले तो आपने सही कहा जी, ये मलिया लोधी का कि उसने जो है वो हाईलाइट किए इश्यूज, लेकिन टॉपिक है बियॉन्ड द क्राइसिस. पर आपने अपने जवाब में कहा कि वी आर नॉट बियॉन्ड द क्राइसिस, वी आर इन अ क्राइसिस. तो वो आप अपना जवाब कोहेरेंटली दें कि जी ऑथर ने तो ये कहा, जो उसने इश्यूज बताए सही थे, लेकिन वी आर स्टिल नॉट बियॉन्ड द क्राइसिस. ठीक है. सो एक लॉजिकल फ्लो ऑफ डिस्कशन हो. काउच पोटैटो पूछा था मैंने आपसे. काउच पोटैटो क्या होता है? काउच पोटैटो वो होता है जो कुछ सोफे पे बैठ के चिप्स खाता हुआ सिर्फ गेम्स देखता रहे.
okay ma'am,
ठीक है. सो यू वुड हैव सेड कि नहीं, आई एम नॉट अ काउच पोटैटो, आई प्ले क्रिकेट आल्सो. ठीक है. काउच पोटैटो वो होता है जो ज़हनी तौर पे सारी खेलों में होता है पर कर रहा कुछ नहीं होता.
okay,
ठीक है. थोड़ी सी इन कॉन्सेप्ट्स को. रैशनल डिसीजन मेकिंग. व्हाट इज रैशनल डिसीजन मेकिंग? हाउ डू यू नो यू आर रैशनल? So the word rational has to be understood. You know, इस पे बहुत से सवाल आ सकते हैं आपको कि what do you mean by rational? What is irrational? How do you define it? How do you know that your decision is rational? You know, तो ये बातें आप समझ लें. Environment sciences पे बहुत पढ़ लें क्योंकि अभी COP28 आ रहा है.
yes ma'am,
उसके आइटम्स और फिर वो जो हमने फंड का किया था, प्राइवेट फंड का, वो सारी चीज़ें अपनी रिफ्रेश कर लो। हाँ, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट डॉक्टर साहब।
यार आपका नॉलेज गैप जो है ना वो बड़ा विजिबल है, चीज़ों को थोड़ा सा ना अंडरस्टैंड करें और अब आपको अपने प्रोविंस से रिलेटेड ही फिर सब कॉन्टिनेंट में जब आया था अलेक्जेंडर द ग्रेट, वही साल वही था जब वो सिंध की तरफ से वापस गया था। ठीक है, तो उसको उसके साथ रिलेट करना देख लें। और जो है अपने यहाँ इन चीज़ों से रिलेटेड जो सब कॉन्टिनेंट के पाकिस्तान अफेयर्स के, या देखें आपने इन्वायरमेंटल साइंस पढ़ा हुआ है, जब इंटरनेशनल पॉलिटिक्स में जो सबसे हॉट इशू है ना करंट अफेयर में भी इन्वायरमेंट साइंस से रिलेटेड है। तो पोल्यूशन से रिलेटेड जब आपने ये सब्जेक्ट पढ़ा तो बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आपसे कर सकते हो। इंडो पाक हिस्ट्री को भी थोड़ा सा अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करें। ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच सर।
चलो यार, हिम्मत करो जरा।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।